You don't forget a night like that, no matter how hard you try. It started with screams, sharp high-pitched wails that cut through the silence of our dormitory. Everyone froze. We weren't used to strange sounds at night. Being in a boarding school near a thick forest, but this was different. It wasn't human, and it wasn't animal either. It was something in between. That night, it wasn't just the screams. It was the whispers, the scratching, the tiny footsteps. My name is Samuel, and I was in SS2 when this happened. Our school, St. Jude's, was in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by trees so thick they blotted out the moonlight. The seniors loved to scare us with stories about bush babies, those tiny, creepy creatures with big eyes that lured people into the forest. I didn't believe in such things, at least not until that night. It was past 11 p.m. and lights out had been enforced hours ago. The dorm was pitch black except for the faint glow of the moonlight slipping through the windows. My bunkmate, Daniel, was already snoring softly on the lower bunk. I was just about to slip off when I heard it. A faint scratching sound against the dorm wall. I opened my eyes, straining to listen. At first, I thought it might be a rat. Rats weren't unusual in our dorms, and we all had hidden our snacks in our lockers that attracted them. But then the scratching stopped, and I heard the cry. It was faint at first, like a baby crying in the distance. I shook Daniel awake. "Daniel, do you hear that?" I whispered. He grunted annoyingly. "It's just a cat or something, go to sleep." But the sound grew louder and closer. The cry wasn't like any baby I'd ever heard. It was uneven, broken, like something was mimicking a baby but couldn't quite get it right. Suddenly, it stopped. Then came the scratching again, this time on the window nearest to my bed. I froze. My heart was pounding so loud, I was sure everyone in the dorm could hear it. Slowly, I turned my head toward the window. What I saw made my blood run cold. Two glowing eyes stared back at me. I let out a quiet breath and shook Daniel harder. "Wake up!" I hissed. He groaned but sat up reluctantly. "What is it?" I pointed to the window, but the eyes were gone. Daniel groaned again, annoyed. "You are just imagining things. Go back to sleep." I wanted to believe him. Maybe it was just my imagination. But then, another scream echoed through the dorm, and this time, everyone heard it. The whole dorm erupted in chaos. Boys jumped out of their beds, some screaming, others trying to act brave. The cry came again, louder now, and it seemed to circle the building. "It's the bush babies!" someone yelled. The older boys tried to calm everyone down, but they looked scared too. One of the prefects, Tunde, grabbed a flashlight. "Everyone, stay inside. Nobody goes out," he shouted. But just as he said it, the scratching started again. This time, it wasn't just one window, it was all around us. We huddled together in the middle of the dorm, whispering prayers and holding on to anything that felt safe. The flashlight rays switched from window to window, but all we could see were shadows and the occasional flash of something reflective. Then we heard the footsteps. Tiny pattering footsteps, like a toddler running across the cement floor. But there was no toddler here. One of the junior boys screamed as the sound passed right by his bed. "It's inside! It's inside!" Panic erupted again. Some boys tried to make for the door, but Tunde blocked them. "No one leaves," he shouted. "They will get you if you go outside." The crying started again, closer now, almost ear-piercing. Then we saw it. A small figure rushing across the dorm, too fast for us to get a good look. It was no taller than a child, but its movements were irregular, unnatural. For what felt like hours, we sat there, too scared to move. The prefects tried to keep the situation under control, but even they were trembling. The cries continued, sometimes far away, sometimes right outside the window. And then, just as suddenly as it started, it stopped. The scratching, the crying, the footsteps, everything went quiet. Nobody moved for a long time. When the first rays of sunlight broke through the windows, we finally exhaled. The next morning, everyone had a theory. "It was bush babies, I swear," one boy insisted. "Maybe it was just monkeys," another suggested, though he didn't sound convinced. The headmaster dismissed it as wild animals and told us to focus on our studies. But we knew better. That day, we found tiny handprints on our dusty window glasses. Handprints too small to belong to any of us. Some of the boys said they saw something in the forest that morning. A small figure with glowy eyes watching from the shadows. I don't know what it was, but I'll never forget the terror of that night. Even now, years later, I can still hear those cries in my nightmares. If you ever find yourself in a boarding school surrounded by forests, be careful at night. And if you hear a baby crying where no baby should be, don't open the window. Don't go outside. Just pray it doesn't find its way in. Have you ever experienced something similar or heard of a story like this? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Don't forget to like this story and subscribe to our channel for more spine-chilling tales. Bye!